What's going on, you guys? So check it out. You see my Success is Sexy shirt from an event I recently spoke at. So, hey, I want to talk to you about how to hit your goals and finish this year on fire. Okay, look, here's the reality. As I said, the countdown is on. The countdown is on right now. And I want you to know that it's not too late. It's not too late to finish your year on fire. By the way, before I get into this training, I'm going to share with you, this is going to be a 3-part series on how to hit your goals and finish this year right now on fire. Today, I'm going to give you part 1, the first step, the critical thing that is absolutely going to help you to solidify this year for you. And hopefully, when you do this right and purposefully, make it your best year ever. It's not too late. So rock stars, before I get to this training, number 1, let me know if you're coming in live by typing in #live. If you're coming in on the replay, type #replay. And I just want to let you know before I forget that we are coming up on the 10 days to top bonus challenge. We are just a few days from getting started with this incredible life-changing experience. And perhaps at the end of this, I'll talk more about that, but make sure you check the link and sign up at toplevelbonus.com. All right, rock stars. What's going on, you guys? Okay, hey, Jim, hey, Dustin. All right, guys. So Donna as well, I see you. Here's the thing. If you look at people who are sales reps, who are on point, they're consistently hitting their goals month after month, year after year. They have these three, would you call them characteristics? These 3 key things in place, okay? And I'm going to give you those 3 things, and I'm going to actually talk about them over the next 3 days. So today, tomorrow, and the day after. So make sure you tune in around this time. And if you catch if you type in, just type in this comment. We'll make sure that you'll see the videos. Hopefully you can see them. Otherwise, come back to this page and make sure you watch it. But just type in interested if you want to see the other 2 parts, and the word interested, and we'll make sure that you see those. So listen, the first thing is clarity. People who hit their goals month after month, year after year, every single year of their career, and they actually have a career in this industry, they have this one thing that is really important, not only to you achieving your goals, but it's essential in you achieving your goals, and it's called clarity. And here's the reality. Most people show up every single day and they hope for a deal, right? 99% of the sales reps in this industry show up every single day and they hope for a deal. That is not the way that you get success. If you go in hoping for a deal, what are your chances of getting a deal? Slim to nothing. Slim to nothing, right? They're very low. But this one thing, and it's called clarity. It sounds so cliche. Oh yeah, you gotta have clarity, you gotta know where you wanna go. But let me tell you, it means everything. And I talk about this. If you followed any of my trainings, if you've been in the Top Bonus Challenge before, if you're taking any of our courses, this one thing is so key. And this is why most of the world fails when it comes to achieving their goals, and to really creating what I call quantum leaps. See, it is possible for you right now, from now until the end of the year, which is not very far away, depending on when you're listening to this, to create a massive quantum leap. You guys like those words, quantum leap? Do you know what that means? No matter where you are right now, you can go anywhere and you can have, right? I always say anything is possible 100% of the time. Anything is possible 100% of the time. But this one key thing, by the way, tag somebody who needs to hear this below, who you just believe that this would be a gift to get some clarity in their process and their outcomes from now until the end of the year. So top performers, top 1%ers know. You can pretty much ask them any time of the month, any time of the year, what are your numbers? What are your numbers? And they know their numbers. They know their numbers, right? They know exactly where they're at. They can tell you their total year-to-date volume. They can tell you their year-to-date closing percentage. They can tell you their year-to-date VPG. Who gets what I'm talking about, right? Do you know this? Like, they know where they're at. Now, my question to you is, drop it in the comments below. Do you know where you're at year to date? Some of you just started a new year, perhaps. Others of you are coming up on the end of your year. Do you know where you're at with your volume, your closing percentage, and your VPG year to date? Now, if you're in phone sales, you may not have all of those metrics. However, there is a way to get to them. And I wish that the industry actually practiced that. But we give you ways to do that in the challenge as well. So, do you know where you're at? And if you don't, you are sabotaging your success. You are sabotaging your success, not consciously, but subconsciously. And this is where success happens, right? So a 1%er always knows where they're at right now. They know where they're at. They know what their current state of affairs is, right? Like, they know what their current state of affairs is. Where am I right now specifically? Okay, this is all about clarity, meaning, what is my current volume for the year? What is my current volume pretty much to the number for the day? That's important, because I'll tell you what, when you get to the last 10 days of the month, if you don't know what your numbers are to the dollar, you can, and most people do, miss bonuses by that much. Who knows what I'm talking about? Have you ever done that, where you missed a bonus by that much? Oh, it's so defeating, right? Like, it feels really defeating, because when that happens, you can potentially miss out on thousands of dollars. I have done it. And I've learned over the years, I learned quickly not to make that mistake ever again, because you will never position yourself in a place to where you'll miss a bonus, especially if it's the last week of the month. You will do whatever it takes to get there. You cannot rely on the deals coming in, even though you expect them to come in. I hope you understand the difference between that. So you work smart, not dumb, okay? It's all about working smart. What's going on, guys? Are you watching? Tell me where you're watching in from. I see you all. And so they know where they're at. They know their current state of affairs. And when you know where you're at, only then does it make sense to know where you want to be, okay? Because a lot of people just say, oh yeah, I want to hit bonus. What does that mean? Oh yeah, I want to hit top bonus. What does that mean? There are a few top bonuses. It may not, like, what is that number for you? And once you hit top bonus, is there not more than top bonus that you can achieve? You can, if your top bonus is at 300,000, you can sell 350 or 400,000 or more, right? Does that make sense? So what specifically, and this is all about clarity. See, your conscious mind, you've heard me say this. Have you guys heard me say this before? Your conscious mind is your goal setter. It sets your goal. It's the one that says, heck yeah, I want to make X dollars more from now until the end of the year. Heck yeah, I want to sell this much more in volume and in deals from now until the end of the year. Heck yeah, I can do this. I got this. And I heard someone say recently, I know I can sell $250,000 in a year, in a month, excuse me, Joni, but they're 20 years in the industry and they've never done it. Ooh, that's a good example. So what is missing there? The desire's there. The unconscious or subconscious alignment. So your conscious mind sets the goal, your subconscious mind gets the goal. It gets the goal. So if you don't know where you're going, how does it know what to get? How does it know what to go after? How does it know where to take you? And you're simply, for lack of a better, metaphor or whatever the thing is, you're lost at sea. You're like a ship lost at sea. Okay, this is really important, and we talk about this in the challenge, in the 10 days to top bonus challenge. Day 1, I help you get clear, super clear on where you're going over 10 days, because guys, it doesn't take 30 days to make a month. This is like fallacy. This is totally not true. It does not take 30 days. It doesn't take you sacrificing your weekends. It doesn't take you working 6 and 7 days. It doesn't take you having 50 tours or 60 tours. I've heard people say, well, I'm not closing that what I want to close, so I've got to come in 7 days a week. Why don't you change the thing that's creating the outcome? Change the story. How has that been serving you, right? To think that you have to work 7 days a week and you have to close, like, because you're only closing a certain percentage. Let's change your closing percentage. Let's change the story you're telling yourself that's not working for you, right? So all of these things matter so much. It doesn't take 30 days. It takes one day. Who likes the sound of that? Are you guys here with me, by the way? Tag somebody. Absolutely. Way to tag somebody, Robert. Appreciate it. Tag somebody who needs to hear this. Tag 2 people, tag 3 people. Guys, let's get this message out. This is the time right now for you to change what happens on your, how do we say this? Like, so Facebook is okay with it. There's certain words we can use and not use ethically, right? Or not ethically, but according to their terms and conditions. This is what determines where you finish the end of the year, right? And, you don't get paid by the number of deals or the volume that you sell. You get paid on what that equates to, correct? So, I mean, you do get paid on that, but it's what it equates to that matters, not the volume that helps you get to that number. But you get my point. Like, you got to get clear on what is that? What is that number for me? And what does that mean to me? This is also part of clarity. What does that mean to me when I get there? What does it mean to me when I get there? And so the key is to understand where you're at now and where you want to be, And that gap, understanding the gap that exists there, there's a gap there, right? That may be backwards for you. Is that backwards for you guys? Somebody tell me. Is that like mirror image reversed or not? Nonetheless, there's a gap that exists there, and you've got to know what that is. And when you know what the gap is, then the 3 things that I'm sharing with you make sense, because then the clarity is the first piece. The clarity makes, okay, here's where I'm at right now, and here's where I want to be. So I have clarity on the gap. And just like with your tours, think about it. You can't just paint this beautiful picture for them if they don't get where they're at right now. Does it totally make sense if they don't really understand the state of affairs, right? That where they are now, State of a Union address. It's where are we now? If they don't get where they're at now and the problem that exists there, how are they going to ever think that, I want to go somewhere different? Because everything seems okay. I hope this makes sense. Let me know makes sense in the chat if it makes sense. Okay, if it doesn't, then ask the question and I'll answer it later if I don't see it now. So that is super important. To know the gap that exists and to get clarity on where specifically you are now, and know it daily, guys. Know it daily. Man, so many managers don't encourage people to know their numbers. And I get it. It can be a little overwhelming in the beginning when you're first starting out, like, all these things to know and learn, right? They just want you to, don't worry about that. That'll come. I get that. But after a certain point, how can you expand upon or grow what you don't even know exists? If you don't know you're running a 7% close, it's not even a thing to you until you realize it and you're like, that's not probably up to standard, right? And then you get it. And what you focus on expands, okay? Again, we talk about all of this stuff in my programs, and specifically the Top Bonus Challenge, which is absolutely key to gaining clarity and to crunching your month. I'm all about crunching time, you guys. People always ask, Joni, why do you join all the programs that you do and the mentorships and the high-level investment programs that you do? I mean, I spend a shit ton of money, you guys, every single year investing into me and my growth, because y'all will never grow more than if I'm not growing, how do I expect people who I'm trying to take somewhere, right? Where they want to be, if I'm not growing? So you have to, if you want to take your tour somewhere, you have to be growing as well. You have to be knowing more than them. You have to know where their promised land is, right? And be able to lead them there. So it's really important to always have a growth mindset over a fixed mindset. And then I want you to think of it this way. When you look at from now until the end of the year, if there was one thing, one goal that you could achieve, whether it's an income goal, whether it's a volume goal, whether it's hitting a certain status in your company, like Maybe it's a president's council or president's, let's call it chairman's club, whatever the thing is for you when you end. I know some of you have already ended that, right? But what is that metric? What is that one goal that if you hit and achieve that goal would mean everything to you? For some of you, excuse me, it's an income goal, right? Like you look back on your year and you're like, holy cow, that is not where I want to be right now. I entered this industry with vision, with excitement, with belief, with purpose that I could do this. And by the way, do y'all know success is sexy? I'm in my workout shirt, but for today. But that vision can't happen unless you have clarity. It cannot happen unless you have clarity. And so what's that one goal for you? And if you want to share it, I think that'd be really cool to see what you guys put. What is that one goal from now until the end of the year? What's that one thing that when you achieve it would change everything for you? And then the second thing I'm going to ask you to do is get clear on what specifically it will change for you. What specifically will change for you? And when you get clear on that, that is going to be the carrot that pulls you towards the thing, right? Sometimes we feel like our managers or our directors of sales or VPs are like beating us up. Like there's a lot of pain there. Anybody know what I mean? It's nice to just kind of be led with something really exciting and enticing, right? The carrot as opposed to the stick, right? Who likes the stick? Stick sucks. The stick sucks. Nobody likes to be beat with a stick, okay? And I don't even mean to make light of that. I'm referring to this context of being in a highly competitive, cutthroat industry. It is. There really is not very many industries. There are not very many industries that are more cutthroat than this one. Would y'all agree with me on that? Right? So, yeah. So what's that one thing for you? What's that one goal? And if you don't share it here, make it a point to come up with that one goal for you and to focus on it and to surround yourself by it and to understand why that's important to you. Who benefits when you achieve that goal? Who else in your life is going to benefit from you achieving that goal? Is it your kids? Are you going to be able to do something? So this is kind of funny. So one of my mentors and coaches was like, Joni, you've been doing a whole lot of traveling. I'm like, yeah, and that's my life. Like I travel. I created this lifestyle so that I could do that. By the way, if you guys aren't familiar with or knowing that the Top Bonus Challenge is coming up, I just want to drop that link in case I forget at the end. So just make sure you go to toplevelbonus.com to sign up for the 10 days Top Bonus Challenge. It's starting very soon. And you can also bring your colleagues in there, your coworkers, and have an awesome team success month. Success is sexy. It's funny. I told my trainer today, I'm like, I don't really wear this shirt anywhere else but like to work out in because it's cool. But anyways, so I digress. My point is, I've been talking to me and the dog all day, you guys, and my team. So sometimes you lose it at the end of the day a little bit. Just kidding. Everything's totally good. So I, of course, losing my train of thought. I want you to get clear on who else benefits from you hitting your goal. And when you can really put, the person who's telling me I travel too much, here's why that's important. Because I said, listen, no. I'm not going to go to Greece when. He says, why don't you put this thing out in front of you that when you achieve that, then you go to Greece. I'm like, listen, I get you. I hear you and I understand where you're coming from. Yet that is not a motivator for me. The motivator for me is knowing and believing that I can do this and that. I don't have to have either or. However, with that being said, when you have something like maybe a Disney cruise for your kids or an incredible trip you've always wanted to go on that lights you up inside, not just paying your bills, getting your credit card, your debt covered, like, yeah, whatever, that's good. But something that you get to do when you accomplish your goal this month, the next month, and you have that awesome carrot out and you start talking about it at home. Like, hey kids, guess what happens when mom does this? Guess what happens, honey, when I actually achieve this? We're going to go do this. And I am so committed to making this happen that we're doing the research ahead of time. We're planning the trip and the experience ahead of time, because I know that what we talk about in the Top Bonus Challenge is I'm working from the end in mind. I'm starting at the end, not just hoping and praying that it happens, right? You know where you're going, and you're starting there, and you work it backwards. So the other two things, and I'm not going to talk about them today, in addition to clarity, if you're really committed to hitting your goals and finishing the year on fire, it takes clarity. It takes having the right mindset. So the second key is the right mindset. And it's not even mindset, you guys. It's brain set. It's having the right brain set. And this is where the subconscious mind comes into play. And the third thing is a plan. It's having a right plan, the plan that works for you, the plan that gets you there, the plan that pulls you towards that carrot as opposed to beating you with the stick, right? The plan, the mindset or brain set, meaning consciously saying you're going to do it and subconsciously being in alignment with it, and the clarity is what is going to make this year for you from now until the end of the year an absolute freaking success. Kind of ironic that I'm wearing this shirt. Anyway, rock stars, who can dig it? Like, can you dig it? Like, are you feeling my excitement for you from now until the end of the year? And if you would like assistance in getting there, feel free to join us. We are starting in just a couple days, the 10 Days to Top Bonus Challenge. If you're overthinking what's in the challenge, please don't. I encourage you to just join, because some of the most incredible, exciting, amazing things that we could never have imagined are beyond the thing that we don't have the answer to. We don't have perhaps the clarity around, but that's part of the plan, right? The plan that gets you there. So Rockstars, join us at toplevelbonus.com. Bring your tribe. We call it Refer a Rockstar. We definitely pay you 100% of what they pay to get in when your coworkers join the challenge. So it's free. It's like, come on, no brainer, right? No brainer. All right, rock stars, you are amazing. I hope you enjoyed this, and share. I would love to hear what your number one goal is from now until the end of the year, that intention, that vision, that goal, that clarity and the specificity of it, and who benefits when you achieve it. All right, rock stars, I will see you soon. Have an incredible day, evening, wherever you are and in your day, and get out there and change some lives today, change some lives tomorrow, and be committed to changing lives from now until the end of the year. These guys need you. Seriously, they need you. Don't let this be about you. Let this be about them. And be committed to helping people. There's a lot of suffering in this world, and what you do changes lives. I am 100% believer in that. I know, because I just got back from Vietnam and Cambodia with my sister and my father, and it was the most incredible, amazing, amazing time of one of my best trips of my entire life actually was this trip, like hands down, by far. And it was just so special to be able to take my 80-year-old father, crazy, I'm the youngest of the family, take my 80-year-old father, doesn't mean I'm 18, but I'm definitely the youngest of my family. And on this trip, man, he was holding on the back of the scooter. We show up. I got to tell you this quick story because it's just so freaking awesome. Day one, we get to Vietnam and to Hanoi, and we're like, we have this jam-packed itinerary. Like, it is crazy. I'm going, holy cow, I don't travel like this. Like, this is not my style of travel at all. Yet, my sister put it together. They wanted to take me out for my birthday, and my dad wanted to treat us. He's like, I want to treat you guys. And this is what happens when people get older. They're like, what do I do with all my money? I want to treat you. Like, and he said this thing to me, and I told my one percenters this, and they absolutely loved it. But let me tell you that in just a second, the thing that he said to us on this trip that was so powerful. But day one, we get there. It's early, we're jet lagged, we're like, this is crazy. We got to meet them at 7:30 a.m. or maybe it was 8 by the time we got there. 3 chicks show up, 3 super cute Vietnamese girls in the same outfit, this long shirt, this peach colored shirt, and they're on bikes, like scooters, like little ninja looking things, kind of, not so much. And they hand us helmets. They're like, hi, let's go. We're like, with you in this crazy traffic? They're like, yeah. Let's go. My dad's like, me on the back of one of those bikes? Let's go. So we throw our dad on, my sister, myself. We are cruising through traffic like it's so crazy. And man, I tell you what, 9 hours of this, he was such a rock star. We're like, you're Tom Cruise. My dad looks like he's 60. It's awesome. But it was so special. It was so amazing, this entire trip. And I'm going to share more of that with you guys. But he said this one thing. He says, look, because we kept trying to pay my sister. I'm like, Dad, we can afford this. We can help. Like, let us help. He paid for everything, right? You think of Southeast Asia as being cheap, but man, that stuff can add up, like really add up. And we're like, no, let us play. He said, listen, this might just be your next third party story, by the way, because my heart's beating like telling you this. It makes me so happy. And it's a powerful, powerful statement. He said, either you can enjoy my money with me now, or you can enjoy it later when I'm gone. And he wanted to experience it with us, and he wanted to treat us. And I want you to know that just because somebody is in their 70s or 80s or 90s even, that they still crave experiences. They crave giving back to the people that they love. There were all, I don't know what you call them, people with gray, white hair at one of our locations in Cambodia at the end. And I was looking around going, holy cow. We were the youngest people there, my sister and I. I was like, this is crazy. The people were traveling. I said, Dad, look at that. Those couple, they're in their 80s. Those guys are in their late 70s, and they were traveling, and they were so committed to travel, and they were in groups. And it says a lot. It says, number one, man, people travel when they're older. And why not give them the plan? We talk about plan. Why not give them the plan to travel now? To not have to wait until they're 80, but to have that plan now while they're willing, while they're able. And my dad said this one thing. My sister overheard him talking to my aunt. And he said, you know what? He said, this is the best trip of my life. He's 80, and we actually think he's 81. Whole nother story. Can you imagine somebody saying that at that age? It's crazy to think, because he didn't travel for the last 15 years with his now ex-wife, right? He didn't travel with her. In all those years that I was being raised, we traveled here and there, back home to see family overseas, but it wasn't the same kind of travel. So guys, you have the ability to change people's lives. And I want you to know that when you take that role as a sacred responsibility and you stop making it about you, the energy in that is powerful. When you stop making it about you and you make it about them, and you commit to being the person who finally holds them accountable to their dreams, who finally allows them to see the way, who stops talking about all the bells and the whistles of the dang program, but who creates a connection emotionally to why this plan that you're offering them will change their life and bring them closer together. When you hold yourself in that sacred role, trust me, people feel it. People feel it. And I hope that you feel that I feel that way about you. Guys, I love you. I hope you join us in the 10 Days to Top Bonus Challenge. Now, why not? And let that be part of your plan to getting to your goals this year. I'd love to have you there. We create magic in that group, and it's an incredible experience that has changed hundreds and soon to be thousands of lives. We'll see you there, toplevelbonus.com. Tag a friend who needs to hear this, or a manager, or whoever. Love you guys. Get out there and be unstoppable. Peace. Bye.